Hi everyone, welcome with me, Adrian Syal. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Adrian Syal. My student ID is B1024201011. I'm a student management international class at Universitas Tanjungpura. So the reason why I attend this class because I want to widen my knowledge about human resource management, and I want to widen my knowledge for today's topic. So in this video, we will gonna discuss a topic in chapter 3 for book Human Resource Management by Robert L. Mathis and John H with a title Equal Employment Opportunity. So in this topic, we will discuss about how important it is to create equal employment opportunity in a company or organization, where everyone who participate in the organization, without exception of gender, age, race, religion, and etc., get the same right and opportunities. In this topic, we will also talk about sexual harassment, discrimination, and the disparate impact that must be eliminated in organization. Before we jump to our main topic, I have a references video for you guys. I will put the link on the description below. So the video is talking about equal employment opportunity. In this video, the speaker explained about the law, discrimination in the workplace, and the agency who are responsible to preventing this. The speaker explained that equal employment opportunity is a term to describe law, process, regulation to fair treatment of the employee. Equal employment opportunity means that employment decision must be made based on job requirement and qualification, not by discrimination on age, race, gender, religion, and etc. The main law discussed about equal employment opportunity is Civil Rights Act of 1946, Title 7. The lesson that I get from watching this video is equal employment opportunity is very important and needs to be done in organization for increased awareness in equality and decline of discrimination for protected and minorities class. Discriminatory practice like disparate treatment and disparate impact, harassment, and retaliation need to be removed in organization. And I learned there is two agencies that responsible for preventing this kind of action, which is AAOC, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and OFCCP, the Office of Federal Contact Compliance Program. That's it. Let's jump to our main topic. So this is our main topic. Our main topic is about equal employment opportunity. But what is equal employment opportunities? So equal employment opportunities is a measure that ensures that all participants or all applicants and employees are treated equally, regardless of protected factors like race, gender, the disabilities, religion, and etc. The purpose of this principle is to make sure all employees are given equal opportunity, equal benefit, and are accepted for their differences. So in talking about equal employment opportunity, there is a statement that says at the core of equal employment is the concept of discrimination. What is the statement means? So the statement means that equal employment essentially discusses the concept of discrimination, because equal employment opportunity is a principle or practice in which everyone in the company have the same opportunity and benefit. And the purpose of this principle is to eliminate a discrimination that exists in the company or organization. The discrimination can be in form of gender, age, race, disability, and etc. When we're talking about discrimination, there is two kinds of discrimination that often happen in a workplace or in an organization. There is a disparate treatment and disparate impact. But what it is mean? So disparate treatment is occur when members of group are unfairly treated differently from others in the employment decision. Meanwhile, disparate impact occur when policies, practice, rule, or other systems that appear to be neutral result in a disproportionate impact on a protected group. A lot of people must be questioning how about there is a job chance but the requirement only male or only female, or there is a minimum age or maximum age. This is considered as discrimination or not. The answer is not. There is something called bona fide occupational qualification, or BFOQ. Bona fide occupational qualification is a characteristic that provides a valid reason why an employee might exclude a person on the basis of an illegitimate consideration. This qualification is based on personal attribute or characteristic like example, age, gender, physical ability, and etc. that are absolutely necessary to perform a particular job from the employer successfully. The purpose of equal employment opportunity is to overcome or to eliminate a discrimination, or another purpose is to breaking the glass of glass ceiling culture. But what is the meaning of breaking the glass? So breaking the glass has a meaning that overcoming the barriers set to prevent access on advancements. So this is done to break the glass ceiling culture, which has meaning discriminatory practice that have prevented women or other protected class members to advancing to an executive level of job. So the breaking glass action is an action of or to overcoming this kind of discrimination. When we are talking about the breaking glass of glass ceiling culture, there is an additional literature or reference video. I will put the link on description below. So the video is about a career woman who provide and give insight about how to break glass ceiling without breaking ourselves. So from watching the video, I get an insight about a lot of modern women doing a business, but they forget the key of purpose in their life, which is become a mom for their kids. She wants everybody from the exhausting state to a transformational one with a clarity of purpose. The lesson I get is you must know how to spend your energy towards something. The key thing is being intentional with your time and energy so you can focus on the moment that matter the most. We need to channel our energy to people that matter the most, including ourselves. We can achieve success without sacrificing ourselves or other people by living with an intention and purpose. With that, we can break the glass ceiling without breaking ourselves. That is called transformational. When we are talking about discrimination, there is a sex or gender issues. But what is a sex or gender issues? So sex and gender issues is the issues that occur, or the topic of the issue is about sex or gender. So there is some discrimination law and regulation about sex and gender issues. So historically, women have experienced job discrimination in variety of ways. The inclusion of sex as the basis of protected class status in the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 has led to a various ways to legal protection for a woman. Another law that addresses sex or gender discrimination is the Pregnancy Discrimination Act, or PDA, of 1978, required that any employer with 15 or more employees treat maternity leave the same as other personal or medical leave. Closely related to PDA, there is a Family and Medical Leave Act, or FMLA, of 1993, which required that individual be given up to 12 weeks for family leave without pay, and also require that those taking family leave be allowed to return to the job. The FMLA applies to both men or women. There is also an Equal Pay Act of 1963, require employer to pay similar wage rate for a similar work without regard to the gender. When we are talking about equal pay, there is some factor that can make the difference in pay between men and women in the same job is low. So differences in pay between men and women in the same job may be low because of, the first one is because of seniority. The second one is because of differences in performance between the individual. The third one is differences in quality or quantity of the production. And the fourth one is factor other than sex, such as skill, effort, and working condition. If I work as a manager, how would I manage a sex or gender issue at a workplace? So if I work as a manager in an organization dealing with the sex or gender issues, first of all, I will instill equal employment opportunity as a culture in the organization and set rules with intention to prevent sex or gender issues. The second one, I will increase diversity in hiring and protect every employee regardless of gender or sex. The third one, I also would implement any applicable law for workers who violate and raise sex or gender issues within the organization. The equal pay act will also be carried out to reduce pay gap between the gender, but I also would highly recommend it for pay based on the value of job or performance is implemented in the organization. This is all done to create a friendly work environment and create equality in the organization. Since we are talking about sex or gender issues that happen in the workplace, there is an example about sex or gender issues that happen a lot in a workplace. That is called sexual harassment. What is a sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is unwanted physical or non-physical behavior in a sexual way that cause harm and can in some situations be physically and mentally harmful for the victim. So what is the difference between sexual assault and sexual harassment? So sexual harassment is unwanted sexual advance and include discrimination based on a person's gender and or sexual orientation, can be in form of physical or verbal. Meanwhile, sexual assault is occur when there are a victim of intentional physical contact that is sexual in nature without any consent of the person. What do I know about sexual harassment in United States? In my perspective, there is still a lot sexual harassment case in United States. Like rape culture can be considered as sexual harassment at the same time sexual assault. But in the United States, all I know is using race, gender, disability, age, religion, and certain other characteristics as the basic choosing of people at work is generally illegal. So there is also a law for the discrimination like Civil Rights Act of 1964 that started legislative movement toward leveling the playing field in the employment. When we're talking about sexual harassment, what can a potential sexual harasser happen at a workplace? So most frequently, sexual harassment that the most potential sexual harassment happen at the workplace is when a male or female in a supervisory or managerial position harasses the victim, which can be male or female, within his power structure. There is also a lot of potential sexual harasser that may happen at the workplace, like other employee to employee, co-worker, vendor, or maybe a customer. This kind of act needs to be aware by everyone in organization to create a friendly environment in the workplace. There is two types of sexual harassment. The first one is physical sexual harassment. What is physical sexual harassment? Is sexual harassment that done by a physical, like touching or grabbing. For example, when someone touching the area that are sensitive for you or make you uncomfortable, it can consider as a sexual harassment. The second one is a verbal physical harassment. Verbal physical harassment is a physical harassment that done by a verbal way, like catcalling or whistling when you are past them. It can consider as a sexual harassment because it makes you uncomfortable with it. For the experience wise, from someone that I know, that she tell me that she ever experienced sexually harassment in a farewell way, namely that someone made fun of and mocking sexually the body part of her that was very sensitive to her. This was certainly traumatizing for her as a victim, and I think from this we all need to be aware and stop this kind of action, because this is will gonna be harmful physically or mentally for any people who as a victim. After talking about sex or gender issues or discrimination, we are gonna talking about individual with disabilities. So what is an individual with disabilities? So individual with disability is someone who has a physical or mental impairment that substantially limit that person in some major life activity. There also who has a record of such an impairment or who is regarded as having such an impairment. Discrimination is prohibited against individuals with disability who can perform essential job function. Because of that, of course they can have equal work opportunity, because some individual with disability can perform any essential job in an organization. For a qualified person with disability, an employer must make a reasonable accommodation with its modification to a job or a work environment that gives that individual an equal employment opportunity to perform. After we're talking about all of the discrimination, people nowadays want to eliminate the discrimination. One of the action that people do right now is affirmative action. I'm kinda agree to this kind of action, affirmative action, but I also respect some people that disagree with this action, because the purpose of this action is to create more equality for our people and overcome past injustice with intention to create a lot of diversity and awareness to people that everyone is equal and everyone has the same opportunity. So I'm kinda agree for this action. So affirmative action are encouraged to employ a group or people of people based on their race, age, gender, or national origin. This action can also be defined as a practice or policy that favor individuals belonging to groups who are known to have been discriminated against in the past, so that they can feel respected, and this act will foster a diverse workforce. So that's all of the discussion and the topic of chapter 3. So in conclusion, equal employment opportunity need to be implemented in organization with the purpose to increase aware of equality in people and refuse discrimination like age, gender, race, religion, disability, and etc. In organization. Today discussion also told me that important to aware about sexual harassment as a part of discrimination practice. Since I think this education about sexual harassment needs to be fully aware by the people in the world that this kind of act will be harmful for the victim. So we need to stop this kind of action. If I become a manager in an organization, I would manage discrimination in my organization with the lesson that I get today, and I would instill the people of my organization about the equal employment opportunity culture to create a friendly and healthy environment at the workplace. That's all for me. Thank you for watching.